Wouldn't it be nice if we could just sit around and meditate and manifest our way to making all of our dreams come true? I know. I wish that sometimes too. And while, yes, the law of attraction and manifestation is very, very real, one of the key ingredients is action. We have to take action. So today we're going to talk about the action taking side of business planning. Welcome back to Succeed on Purpose, a 3-part series all around business planning. My name is Heather Patterson. If we haven't met yet, I am a coach to agents all across the country, and I also lead a team based out of Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm so glad that you're here. You know, I created this series because business planning is all of the buzz right now, and rightfully so. However, many people that I work with and talk to about this topic are very much in their head, or they're stalled or paralyzed, or they've gone the total other side and overthought and created a plan that, well, simply put, will not be executed on. So I'm here to simplify it, make things actionable and implementable for you. And like I mentioned, today we are talking about taking the action. What will you do to bring your visions to life? If you didn't catch the first one, it was all about vision, as I mentioned. So I will link it somewhere on this screen. Now that you've figured out what it is that you want, and a good exercise to, I didn't mention this last time, but a good exercise to do would be to go through that visions list and get an understanding of, if you had it all your way, what would this life require in terms of your financials, right? What will it cost, for you to create this life that you want? That will give you an idea of the goal in terms of your production as it relates to the average sales price, your average sales price in your market. Because what we know, there's no denying that sales and marketing leads to your finances. I hate to make it sound that simple, but that really is how simple it is. Now there's the, finances that you earn and the finances that you keep. And those are all like the minutia parts of the conversation that are necessary. But for the sake of this series and keeping it very simple, you need to know, how much does life cost? What do your dreams cost? And what do you need to earn in order to make those things happen? So if you're not sure, go back through your visions and kind of get an understanding and a good idea. And I would caution you to overestimate, so that you get a clear idea of what that annual number should be for you. Then, of course, you're going to turn that in to do a little quick math. I know that you know how to do this. You don't need me to cover it in depth for you, but based on that number, add a little cushion for tax, and what is that in terms of your units as it relates to your sales price or the average sales price in your market. That's going to be your goal. Again, not my intention to overly simplify, but if we don't keep it simple, you won't do it. So plainly put, this is a business of relationships. And either you have the relationships or you don't have those relationships. And you would be wise to be very, very honest with yourself about, do I have the relationships right now to support the goal that I have set for myself? If you do, great. If you do, great. Then your priority is going to likely be nurturing those relationships. If you do not, then your main priority is going to be to build those relationships. Is it a one or the other? No, you must continue to nurture the relationships that you already have while you are building new ones as well. And again, it's just about keeping things simple. If you're going to have to choose, because life, because things come up, what is the number one thing for you? Is it nurturing or is it building? Now, are there other aspects and components to a business plan other than building or nurturing relationships? 100%. Maybe there's an education, mastery, systems, organization, people, technology, right? All of those things are important as well. But generally speaking, they don't always support the sales and marketing side. And so you have to remember this is a business of sales and marketing that leads to the finances, that leads to the end result. So make sure that your sales are taken care of. Add that third component. Perhaps it is education, perhaps it is systems, perhaps it's hiring and leveraging and working through technology or people or both to expedite some of the sales and marketing. It's all important, but you need to understand what it is that you're doing. If you get so hunkered down into your systems and getting so organized and you don't have a single conversation, what is the likelihood that you'll have some sales? You already know the answer. Back to those two main categories, building relationships or nurturing relationship. There are so many ways that you could do this, okay? And the likelihood that you need me to tell you what it is that you need to do, it's low, right? Like almost always people know what they need to do. Where I come in is helping you get really, really clear about what will you do. Okay, so resist the temptation to put things on your business plan that you know you will not do, or that you think you should do, but the idea of it makes you want to vomit, not because you're scared, because fear, that's a whole other conversation, okay? But like because it clashes with your values, your moral system. So an example of this might be there are people who find a calling on FISBOs to be like something that they really love and enjoy. They get excited about it. It's on their plan. Like they are stoked. But when you think about that, you're just like, oh, no, 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 no. Like that is not who I am. That's not how I am. And I want nothing to do with that. If that's true, please don't put that on your business plan. Don't do it. Or the letters approach. Some people get excited about that and they're eager to drop mailers and letters and focus in that way. If that's not something you are excited about, it's going to come through, number one, but you're also going to be out of alignment, and that's not going to lead to success. Just resist the temptation, okay? Consider what it is that you will do. And again, I'm not talking about being avoidant to things that you are maybe uncomfortable in, that you're still learning and growing into. That's where the education and the mastery, maybe you're putting a practice, into your plan as well. Okay. But things that you will do, and just enough already with things that you have no intention of doing. Don't, this is not an exercise of fill in the blank. This is for your future. So choose. Make some decisions and commit. Now, personally, I believe, and this is passed down from other great coaches that I have been connected with over the years, and I see the value, so I'll share it with you. 3, maybe 4, no more, different strategies. You're really not going to be really great at any of them if you expand beyond that. And you would be wise, kind of like how we invest in different opportunities, real estate, stocks, whatever, art perhaps, right? That you want to have a few different options that of sources that are going to have different sales cycles. So for example, a shorter sales cycle could be generally people that you're meeting in an open house, right? Then you might have your sphere of influence and past clients as a source for direct business or referral business. And then you may have a geographic farm or some other strategy that you are employing. So there are 3 different sources, definitely 3 different approaches, and the turn times for each of them are different. You have a varied approach, and this way you don't have all of your eggs in one basket, and certainly not heavy on the longer range strategies. So to summarize, you have an idea of what it is that you want to create. That is by way of your personal vision. If you haven't seen the video, make sure you check it out. The vision is going to cost something. It's going to cost you something. So understand what that number is from an annual basis. That becomes your goal. Then you have either building relationships or nurturing relationships as your number one focus. Your number two is just the opposite of that, building or nurturing, whatever wasn't selected in the first one. And then your third priority is going to be something like I mentioned, education, mastery, systems, organizations. It could even be things in your personal life, such as maybe it's getting enough rest or working out or taking your vitamins or whatever it is that from a personal side, or date nights with your spouse, right? It could be literally anything if it's personal, but that if you focus and keep that in check, the other couple of the other two priorities also stay in check. Don't be afraid to build in your personal plans into your business plan. It's all connected. And then for each of those priorities, right, you want to have some tactics. You want to account for the activity that you will take that is in your control that you will do, right? So again, if you're not planning on doing Popeyes, don't do them. I'm not knocking Popeyes. 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 That sounds good. Popeyes. I'm not knocking them. If that's your thing, go do your thing. If it's through social media, then make sure that you understand. It's not post on social media. Is it post every day on social media? Is it post every business day on social media? What is it? Make sure that it is clear and defined and measurable, and something that you can create a habit around, such that you can look back and go, I did this and that and that and that happened. Or I'm doing this and I'm getting a result, or I'm not getting a result. So you understand, you have feedback, because evaluating the plan, at each quarter, each month is going to be a necessary step. We'll talk about that another time. All right, I could continue to go on, but you have the basics. Go and make your plan. You have the vision, go commit to how. And hey, if you need some extra support, I'm here for you. DM or message me. I'll link my calendar, and we can even set up a time to chat as well for a complimentary discovery call. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time.